You like cheap comic books, right? Well, I'm Professor Allen, and I talk about cheap comic books on the Quarterbin podcast. In every episode, I'll dissect a single comic from my collection, as long as I paid no more than 25 cents for the issue. Forget about $4 new comics that you can read in 4 minutes, or crossover events that can cost $100 to collect. Join me in the Quarterbin, where even bad comics are a bargain, and good ones are a steal. The Quarterbin podcast is part of the Relatively Geeky Podcast Network. Visit us at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search Relatively Geeky or Quarterbin Podcast in iTunes. I guarantee it'll be worth every penny.
The good folks at Comics for Fun and Profit have been doing 2 episodes a week for quite some time now, and it's all thanks to, first of all, Jason, and second of all, our patrons, who allow us to add the space on our server, broadcast more, store more, share more with you, the listeners. I'm envious of those of you who have unlimited storage and media server capabilities. We pay for ours here at the C4FAP. It ain't cheap. We thank you so much for those of you who go to patreon.com/comicsfunprofit and contribute at any level to say thanks, to say, I want to be a part of your Slack channel conversations. I want to get exclusives. I want to get early access. I want to get ad-free access. I want to get swag. I want to get some free stuff. Whatever your reasoning is, we appreciate it at any level because it does make a difference. So from the bottom of Kyle and I and Jason's heart, thank you for contributing.
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 914 for comics originally coming out June the 11th and June the 12th. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, it's good to have you back to talk about comics a little bit.
Yeah, man, because it's the beginning of camping season for my brother. So we're squeezing one in before he's off on his first of many journeys, probably this summer. And it'll be a little sporadic. We also had a death in the family, so we'll be dealing with that next weekend, and we'll not probably have a podcast. So we're going to get one in today because we can, and talk good comic stuff, see what's happening, and then see you when we see you. After our stuff gets taken care of.
There we go.
We don't start with the catalog.
No, we got it.
I want to make sure you know that.
CBSI at comicbookinvest.com.
Sometimes you get confused, Kyle.
And I know. I appreciate you leading me by the hand. It's very helpful. And we're going to head over to our top 10 and look at our top 10 comics from June the 7th, 2024. And we're going to start with issue number 1, Hellverine.
We should have known that. We should have known that was going to pop. Yeah. Why didn't we pick that?
Yeah, we should have known. Spoiler cover. This can be hit and miss with collectors, but it appears many folks are enjoying the pivot here with Hellverine. It doesn't hurt that it's a solid cover as well. Decent volume this week, over 70 sales so far, and it's risen from $10 to $15 really quickly, even hitting a high of $20 for Raw.
That's an independently orderable cover, right?
That's just a good old spoiler cover. And at rank 2, we have Doom number 1, the 1 in 25 cover A, and the Granov are both still selling well, if not slowing down a little bit as far as volume goes, but it has only been 2 weeks since cover A actually outpriced the 1 in 25, which could be had for a ratio or less. That has now changed, and the 1 in 25 is averaging about $55 with a high sale of $70.
That's a great cover. I love it. It's really nice.
Yep. At rank 3, Venom, the Hunted, number 1. While everyone was gawking over a venomized horse, eventually folks came to realize the other creature they spotted in the new Venom Last Dance trailer. Could that have been a xenophage, a symbiote hunter? If so, there was another alien that was hunting symbiotes at one point.
Oh.
If so, then this first cameo appearance has warranted the bump that is received. I normally don't like the labels of cameos versus full. Drew loves those. But in this case, we don't even get a good look at the creature until issue 2. That said, this quickly jumped to an average of $15 and over 30 sales this week, while sets of 1 to 3 are going for $30.
Yeah, this was stacks of these in the quarter bins, right?
Yep.
Stacks of them.
Stacks.
Wow.
At rank 4, we have an image book, which always makes me happy. We have the 1 in 10 ratio, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, as my copy is on its way from Midtown, so we should get it sometime this afternoon. Couldn't resist this cover, as it is gorgeous. We love the cherry blossoms. Plus, who doesn't want to read a samurai cowboy mashup story? This 1 in 10 incentive. Go ahead.
No, finish up.
This 1 in 10 incentive had over 25 sales so far this week, averaging about $15 while hitting a high of 20. Not outside the norm for a decent 1 in 10, but overall it was kind of a slow week again.
I remember the cover A, and I remember us talking about this.
Yeah.
And me going, it's a pass. But I don't know that at the time we had visible visuals on this cover.
No, I hadn't seen the cherry blossoms. The 1 in 10.
Pretty nice.
Yes, very neat. At rank 5, we have Cult of the Lamb, number 1, the 1 in 100. I will admit I do not know much about this property, but it is apparently a very popular gaming franchise. So that explains the red carpet treatment with so many incentive variants on this new release. But out of all of them, the one that outshines the rest is the 1 in 100 Stan Sakai sketch cover. Not a ton of sales, but 5 is pretty impressive when compared to most 1 in 100s, while averaging $150. The last sale even hit a high of $180. At rank 6, we have Superman 265. This is an oldie 20 center, Drew. Hey, look, it's a DC book. Feels like it's been a minute since we've had a DC book to talk about. But
for sure.
Casting of Steve Lombard in the new Superman flick has spawned interest in this old Superman issue that was a very cheap book before this week. Granted, it's only averaging $10 to $15 on 30 or more sales this week, but a CGC 9.8 did sell for $290. This is probably still buried in most back issue boxes for a couple bucks. We'd temper expectations, as we doubt Steve will be a major player in the new movie, but nothing wrong with finding fun firsts for cheap.
So is Steve Lombard the Phantasm quarterback?
I'm guessing yes.
Is that what that is? Or Phantom? The Phantom quarterback.
Phantom quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
At rank 7, we have Criminal, number 1 by your boy Ed Brubaker.
Yes.
For art by Sean Phillips. More casting news this week on this series has brought more eyes to this book. We personally love anything Brubaker and Phillips do together, but I am looking forward to this series, as Charlie Hunnam should be great in this Amazon series. A little over 20 sales this week, averaging $20, with high point was probably the CGC 9.8. Ha! Selling for $250. Oh, another Rick Remender book here at 8. Rick Remender and Brian Posehn on Grommets, number 1. We're looking at the Brett Parson 1 in 10 cover. Such a fun cover on this 1 in 10 that hits that nostalgia mark for many, many people. To be honest, the whole book does that, as well as the other variants as well. The 1 in 20 arcade cover is another good one, but this 1 in 10 is doing all right in week 2 of its release. Very similar to the 1 in 10 above, but that has only been out a few days, so it hits higher on this, despite it only performing very similar with an average of 15 to 20 sales, with a high sale of $20. X Factor number 19 is our 9th ranked book. This almost made the list last week, but was edged out by 24. Now its continued steady performance has earned it a bottom spot on a pretty slow week on the market. With $30 or more sales on copies hitting about $15, there are still plenty of cheap ones that sneak past the goalie here and there. An interesting Mark Jewelers sale of $35 also hit this week, giving us enough to place this at the back end of the list.
They act like there's rhyme or reason to them putting things on the list. There isn't.
It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
At rank 10, we have Wonder Woman Dead Earth, number 1, Daniel Warren Johnson's book. Clawing its way off the outside looking in last week, this James Gunn reader recommendation is picking up some steam. While still above cover price last week, copies of this oversized DC Black Label book have averaged $15 to $20 on more than 20 secondary market sales. We could debate the order of 6 through 10 as much as we'd like this week, but they're all kind of the same. But they're all in the same wheelhouse, and it feels good as we put it. At the notable sales, we always look at these notable sales that popped out as well. Wolverine 145, the Nabisco variant.
Okay.
This mail-away Nabisco variant can be very tough to secure a CGC 9.6, even more so, as this is close to the all-time high of $2,000, as this week's bounce-back sale of 1975 caught our attention. We say bounce-back because the prior sale from back in January was only about $1,628. This is an impressive sale nonetheless.
Very nice.
Yeah. And War Against Crime 10, a CGC 7.0 sold this week for an impressive $5,400 on this pedigree John Craig cover. While this is the only 7.0 sale I could find, what's the point in calling this an ATH?
What's that mean?
So I'm not sure either.
Is that like something that CGC calls it?
Yeah.
ATH pedigree. I don't know what ATH means. Dumb. We're dumb.
Yeah. That said, the more interesting thing about this book itself is the census info on this comic from 1949 actually has 7 CGC 9.8s and even a CGC 9.9. Seriously, a 9.9 from 1949?
No way. I believe that when I see it. Oh, it's CGC, so who knows? It's fictional. Yeah. That's crazy. That's a beautiful cover, though. I mean, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I love it. Oh, Kyle, now we need to get you ready, buddy, because we are going to pivot over to the IDW monthly title catalog for June.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that a lot. We
No.
don't make it down to IDW often.
No.
But we have to this month because we're getting some new Turtles with a hell of a creative team on it.
A shell of a creative team, if you will.
Oh, excellent, sir.
Well, this is issue 2, so we missed issue 1, but still, I wasn't up to date on this and what's going on with it.
No, I missed this entirely.
Yeah, but it's a Jason Aaron led, Raphael Albuquerque drawn, Kevin Eastman covers available. I mean, this is everything I could have hoped for.
Joel Jones is involved in this?
Yeah. It seems very cool.
Joel Jones must have been in the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some preview pages of her art from the first issue. And
yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we got all the stuff with Last Ronin, and now we're getting some more really good IDW stuff from the Turtles.
And they're doing some collectible cover sets for TMNT 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, like all the cover Ds will be in a set. All the 1 in 20, all the ratios in 1 through 5, I guess.
Yeah. Libra Mayho doing Turtles. Oh, come on. That's going to be great. Oh, you're going to love that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We have another IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Night Watcher #1. So this is a debut free comic book day character that we're going to do something that looks like an almost ironclad individual. So I'll have to do some learning on that.
Okay, so this is a new character in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Or an existing character with armor. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, possibly. Yeah. Turns out it's Jason Todd the whole time.
Uh-huh. Junie Baugh, I'll warn you about her. She did that what Robin? Was it Tim Drake Robin book? She did some Robin book. Was not great. I didn't love it. Or was she the one that did the Ultimate X-Men that I didn't like? I don't know. It was one of those. I wasn't happy with it.
There you go. We shall see.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution #3 as we continue through the Last Ronin additional stuff. A lot of really cool covers on that.
A lot of great covers they're throwing at you. Oh man. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green #4. It's, of course, Patrick Gleason and a host of other writers on that one. Very cool.
It's just like those kind of anthology. Everybody gets a little story. Those will be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures, the number 16 on that, and I don't recognize a darn person on that cover, so it's not for me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Best of Dark Leo #1. This is, of course, collecting TMNTs from 2011, so some in the Dark Leonardo phase there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles compendiums now. We got all kinds of cool stuff.
768 pages.
Yeah. That's collecting the back end of Mirages, or the third instance of the Mirage runs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of turtles, dude.
Yeah. Got another collected edition from the IDW series, and now we have made it out of the turtles, but we're kind of going to a lateral route. We're going from turtles to lizards. Godzilla Skate or Die 3.
Yeah.
That's funny. Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2, issue 5.
Well, IDW is all about the amphibians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the
turtle's an amphibian.
Are they?
I would assume.
Yeah.
No, turtle's a reptile.
Turtle's a reptile. Okay. So it's all about reptiles.
Yeah, we're going reptilian.
Yeah.
Godzilla Monster Island Summer Camp, an all-age trade paperback series there. Godzilla Rivals Round 3, Godzilla Complete Collections. So a lot of these collected editions. Star Trek 500, cover by your girl Joelle Jones.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt doing the story. Jackson Lange, Christopher Cantwell, Stephanie Williams, Steve Orland, all kinds of folks. Lots of Trekkies in the comic world, obviously.
Yeah. Star Trek Defiant 18, Star Trek 23. We're into The Rocketeer Breaks Free. Stephen Mooney book. Didn't know The Rocketeer was still a big thing.
Yeah.
Hunger in the Dust. Interesting.
G. Willow Wilson. Okay. What's that about? Orcs. No. I'm not an orc guy.
Dark Spaces Dungeon. Another trade. Mystery and Compliance trade. Sleeping Beauties remastered. Owen King and Stephen King. That's not sure when that came out.
Yeah, that's. Oh, wait, I read this.
I was gonna say I can't. It was. I remember talking about it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sleeping Sickness. I read the actual book. Yeah, it was a really good one. I think this would be a good adaptation for a movie or even a short miniseries. It was really awesome.
30 Days of Night Deluxe Edition, Book 2, 480 pages there. Dang.
Steve Niles and Matt Fraction.
Yeah.
Do we know about? We must have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when this book came out. I remember the movie from back in the early 2000s.
2007.
Yep. Codex Black. We get some puzzles, some Sonic the Hedgehog books.
Yeah, I think IDW is putting a lot of eggs in the turtle basket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look at those artist editions.
Yeah, Jack Kirby Essentials, pencil and inks. Jim Lee artist edition. Dang.
Oh man, David Mazzucchelli doing Batman Year One stuff. Oof.
Some cool originals.
I wish I just had the disposable income and the disposable space to have those big ass books laying around.
Mm-hmm. Undergrowth. An interesting looking book.
Yeah.
Trade. Space Junk, another trade.
Are these OGNs?
Yeah. This is all, yeah. Cool. It's been a while since we've gone through an IDW book. That was really cool.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've we've cared enough to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's a lot of good stuff there. And I mean, a jumping on point for me is a Jason Aaron led Turtles book. I'm checking it out.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping you don't need a lot of the last.
Yeah.
Let's just, let's reinvent it and start telling stories again, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Did you let's head over to Cover Price and see how their top 10 matches up with our CBSI's top 10.
Absolutely. And the first thing we're going to talk about from their June the 3rd listing is Doom #1 and just the Sanford grade regular cover A.
Still hot.
124 copies sold. Let's see, a high sale of $25 and high sale of 25, but you can find them for 37. I think that's flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow there's a slabbed for 130 already.
Mm-hmm. But apparently this Doom book's good and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
This old book at rank 2, X Factor #6. X-Men 97 was a huge hit and ended on a high note, teasing the return of Gambit as a horseman of the apocalypse. Fans naturally made moves to secure the first appearance of Apocalypse. 24 copies on the secondary market. CGC 9.8 going for $410, $29 for floppies. We were just in our good friends at IDW, and now we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 69, the Natalie Foundraid 1 in 10 cover. We have yet another Sonic 1 in 10 gracing our list. Seriously, these retailer incentive covers have been going gangbusters in the aftermarket. While Sonic may be popular, he's not the biggest commercial drive. That leads LCSs to routinely under order to save money at a particularly tight economy. But the ones who do hit that incentive are often rewarded with stunning books like this one from Natalie for Drain. When they inevitably make it to the aftermarket, they tend to see a lot more love than they did on the rack. We tracked 17 copies on the secondary market, $21 for a near mint raw, settling maybe to 19, but you're going to pay about $20 for each double ratio. At rank 4, we have Masters of the Universe #1. It's an old 60-cent book, too. Long-awaited He-Man movie appears to be making some headway. The community recently received casting news with Nicholas Galliensi set to portray the power sword wielder in the big screen in 2025. 14 copies sold on the secondary market, $225 for CGC 9.8, and current near mint raws at $33. Good old He-Man.
Wow.
Yeah, talked about Doom #1 earlier, and we have the Adi Granov cover. So it saw 20 books move this week, and it saw $25 for near mint raws, 20 to $23. So still doing good.
Yep.
Back to Hellverine #1, the Joshua Cassara spoiler cover. Wolverine 36 caught a ton of fans off guard. There was a mad scramble to secure the first appearance of Hellverine. Capitalizing on the fervor it produced, Marvel opted to follow it up with a solo title. Well, fans were prepared for this one, but pre-orders steadily filled up for months. One of the big must-haves of the bunch was the spoiler variant from Joshua Cassara, featuring a half Wolverine, half Draken, who is the son of Wolverine, amalgamation. It's a fantastic, and it looks killer. Welcome back, Draken. 36 copies on the secondary market, $20 for raw. And at rank 7, we have the All Select Comics 70th Anniversary Special. While nothing is quite confirmed yet, the rumor mill is certainly churning. Recently, it's been speculated that Marvel aims to develop a blonde Phantom TV series for Disney+. And they want either Taylor Swift or Sydney Sweeney. I think we talked about this last week. 11 copies of this moved. $30 for near mints.
Do you have any idea who the blonde Phantom is, Kyle?
Not really.
I don't either.
It's a weird offshoot comic, too.
Yeah.
New X-Men 133. This book marks the first appearance of Suraya Kadir, a.k.a. Dust, one of Marvel's earliest, if not the first, traditional Muslims to feature her religious head covering, the niqab. Her powers are pretty self-explanatory. She can transform her body into a cloud of dust. But what causes fans to seek out her first appearance was the blink and you missed it moment. With the conclusion of X-Men 97 Season 1, the theory machine has booted up and immediately started working overtime. During the final episode, the fan base caught a glimpse of a big board put together for potential future teammates of the X-Men. Most recognized names like Colossus or Havoc, but Dust was a minor surprise. The majority of the fan base has no idea who she was, but with a reception of X-Men 97, it received this amount of fan news, it was brought aboard. It's no surprise we've seen an uptick in this book's aftermarket sales. 24 copies. CGC 9.8 going for $258, Drew. And $70 for near.
Wow, that's crazy.
The good Red Band edition, Blood Hunt Red Band edition number 2, the 1 in 25.
Still moving.
Yep, 13 copies sold, $203 for a near mint raw.
Drew's first 1 in 25 pick of the week.
Right there you go.
Yeah,
can't beat it. And of course, Gromit's number 1, the 1 in 10 we talked about earlier. 19 copies sold, $15, $12. So just hovering a little bit above ratio.
Not too bad. At rank 11, we have another Blood Hunt Red Band number 1, 1 in 25 from the first one, and it's up to $375 for a CGC 9.8. Raw's $157, which is friggin' nuts, dude. But 11 of them sold, so that's really great. There's the arcade version. I rank 12 of Gromit's number 1. This is a 1 in 20, which is a strange ratio. You don't see a lot of it. That looks a lot like say Galaxian. Maybe is that the arcade game for issue 12?
Galaga?
Maybe There's Galaxian too.
Sure, yeah.
They're very similar. I think that's more Galaxian than Galaga, but it's been a long time. It's been 40 years probably. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But that is that issue 1 in 20 is up to $30. Only 8 sold, with 28 bucks being the most common. We have New Mutants 98, the 2024 facsimile 1 in 25. Boom.
Yeah, Galaxy.
At 140 bucks. CGC 9.8. Raw is around $48. You say it was Galaxian?
Yep, you are correct.
Well, look at me. Going back to the arcade. Rank 14, we have Spawn number 1. Selling for $140 for a CGC 9.8. 35 of these bad boys moved. Raw's only around $20, dude. I'm thinking there's still plenty of meat on that bone.
Absolutely. I think we're still selling the same 35 over and over again, too.
We might be. But I think you buy them. I think you gobble them up when you see them in the wild. Wolverine number 1, volume 1, comes in at rank 15. For a 9.8 coming in at $630. 20 of these moved. Raws are getting $133, which seems a little high. But wow, that's a solid book. At rank 16, we have Secret Wars number 5. This is the new Secret Wars, not the original. This is an Alex Ross cover, regular cover for 5. Selling for $125 for a 9.8. 10 of these move. Most of them selling for around $17 as a raw. At rank 17, we have Criminal number 1. We talked about that. Only 6 of these sold, according to these guys. Sold for $80 for a CGC 8.5. So that was a little dog-eared. Most of the raws are selling for around $12. 9.8s looks like you're getting $215 for them. At rank 18, we have X-Men 24. 11 of these sold. Near Mint's going for $25. A 9.8 for $237.
And that's just because this book looks like X-Men 97 number 2, because that one's an homage to this one.
Oh, that's an homage to this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. At rank 19, we're talking about the Doom number 1 in 25 again. They're saying 10 copies of this sold for $70 near mint. And rounding out the top 20, we have X-Men Volume 1, number 1, the Magneto Direct Edition. 19 copies of this selling. There's only 7. 7 for very fine, but there's $154 selling for the CGC 98. I can't remember what the deal is. This is something about X-Men 97 too. First appearance of the X-Men Blue Team, I guess, and a Magneto cover.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we've spent time in the past. Let's spend time in the future and look at next week. Let's start with the 11th. We're heading over to our good friends at Lunar Distributions and seeing what we've got available, starting with Batman and Robin 10.
Yeah, and all 3 of these covers are pretty great. So the Simone DeMeo looks like the standard A.
The Guillaume March.
The Guillaume March is fantastic. That would be my pick of those 3.
Same.
But the Gleb Melnikov isn't bad. Little baseball homage there. It's a really good read too. So good book.
Facsimile edition for Gotham by Gaslight, and we're getting a foil version and a facsimile blank and a
Oh, and there's a new Gotham by Gaslight coming. Yep. Okay. I gotta get through that. I still haven't read it, the original.
I don't know Kendrick Kunka, but boy, do I like that cover. Cover B.
On
Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age.
Oh, it's a Catwoman cover. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Jock, my boy Jock's back on cover D.
Yeah. DC Pride giving us just a book of covers with a bunch of covers, different covers for the book of covers. Interesting.
A lot of covers. Oh my.
Yeah. Gleb Melnikov back with a solid Green Lantern cover too.
Trade for Nightwing's Bloodhaven's Heart.
Oh, that trade.
Mm-hmm. Red Hood, The Hill, number 5 has a dope Dan Mora cover on cover B.
Man, I forgot about that book.
Yeah.
Sinister Sons. I forgot about that book. That's still around. It's only 5 of 6, so man, I thought that thing was over.
And the Suicide Squad book, and then I'm jumping to the 12th.
Some of those books get delayed, you think?
I think something happened, yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's been a while.
Ain't No Grave number 1 goes to a second print because Ain't No Grave number 2 is coming out.
That was good. Glad it's back.
We got a Dick Tracy book coming out with issue 2, number 1, going to a second print. That's, of course, a Mad Cave book.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed the first issue. I believe that was one of my picks, but I don't know it's doing anything on the aftermarket. But I enjoyed the read. The read.
Hey, it's a good book. That's part of Fun and Profit.
That's the fun part, yeah.
The 2024 version of Geiger is on its 3rd issue.
Little Black Book finishes up. I probably should read that first issue to see if I like it. That looks like a Western to me, man. I should probably like that.
Plastic Death and Dolls, the Doug Wagner miniseries book from our good friends at Image.
Back. So
learn how Edwin came to his first kill at 10 years old.
I read the first Plastic, and it was odd. Rifters, number 1.
And then your boy Cliff Rathburn with Remote Space, number 1.
Oh, I might buy that. There it is.
Yeah.
That's my boy, Cliff Rathburn?
Sure.
Okay. Something epic. Let's see if I recognize. Oh, there we go. It's a Dark Knight Returns homage. And what's that one?
Beverly Hills Cop.
That's Beverly Hills Cop? Okay. I feel like they've done that before.
I think so too, yeah.
Transformers issue 9.
Ooh, that's a good looking cover. I like that cover.
Yeah. I like it.
Universal Monsters, the creature from the Black Lagoon, #1, and going to a second print, so that's cool.
Cover F is badass.
Yeah.
Wonder what Whisper Queen's all about. It's weird.
Heading over to Previews World, pull up our image things and get a better look at some of them.
Yeah, I think we touched on all of those. Did we miss any?
Yeah.
It's like not all of them show the same number of covers. It's funny.
Yeah. This is how we have to try to work to get everything.
Yeah. Crocodile Black from Boom. It's its second issue. Lawful, which is, what is Lawful? It's Greg Pak.
Ooh.
Our boy. Magical meets modern in a walled city with strangely familiar architecture where two small children with a sense of adventure get a grim reminder of reality. Looks like one's a cat person. I don't know. That's a tough sell.
Blood Hunt 3, of course, has a red band book, and those have been hot.
Is a 200 copy incentive 1 in 200?
Mm-hmm. Or is
Wow.
it open up after you buy 200? I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Because this
I like Deadpool gets a movie cover. That's cool.
Well, they're calling them 25 red band 25 copy incentive. That's got to be the 1 in 25, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
Giant size Daredevil 1, and you could have Dave Bardin Deadly Foes variant. I like that with all the different bad guys.
Which one is this?
That's the giant size Daredevil #1, the cover B. There's 3 covers for that giant size.
Oh, it's G.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. The head covers.
Well, don't poo-poo it so much there. Oh, yeah, just that.
Well, I thought we've seen better from the head covers on
100%.
the previous one.
Yeah.
Was an Art Adams Fantastic Four thing? Didn't the last Art Adams head cover do really well?
Yeah.
I think so. What's the Scotty Young doing with the Hulk? My goodness.
That's the thing.
Well, he's
no,
also,
yeah,
also
there's the
doing.
Hulk, yep.
Yeah. Also doing.
Yeah, that's a little derpy.
Yeah. Yeah, Scotty Young taking on a lot of covers this month.
So Scotty Young traditionally does boy-child versions, right?
Yeah.
His version of Spider-Boy is the same.
Yeah, right. It should be a fetus, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly. Exactly. Strange Academy Blood Hunt 2. Ultimate X-Men 4.
Wow,
I like
sixth
that Lucas
printing for Ultimate Spider-Man #1.
Jeez.
Dang. What did you say you liked?
That Lucas Wernick variant on Ultimate X-Men 4.
Oh. Thundercats hits #5 from Dynamite. I can't believe I read all 4 of the previous issues, Kyle. I cannot believe that.
Never thought in my life I'd see a Jai Lee Thundercats cover, and it's awesome.
It's pretty awesome, right?
And that Ivan Tao is really good.
I mean, these are just some good covers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Makes me want to get more into Thundercats.
I mean, did we watch those together? Or was it after? Did you watch?
Anything I watched was facilitated by you. you'll remember.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of scared to look up when Thundercats was out, because then I'll be able to see how old I was. I'm like, was I old? Was I like driving still watching Thundercats? I don't even want to know.
Yeah, it's in 1985. You were.
Oh my God, I wasn't driving, but I was
14. Yep.
I probably had a girlfriend by then. I probably should have been one.
From Boom Studios, we have Briar number 5 going to a second print. That's really cool that a mid the 5th issue going to a second print is very good.
That is solid. Massive Selects gives us Exiled.
Wesley Snipes writing this book. He must need some more tax money.
Poor guy. The poor guy.
I like the foil. That's pretty dope.
It's not bad. And Godzilla Skate or Die. I don't understand that concept.
No, hell, you take the video game Skate or Die from the NES and you combine it with Godzilla.
Okay.
What's not to love? Gun Honey number 1, second print, Chew Copic. I don't know what the Copic cover is, but it's cool.
Hate Revisited. I don't remember Hate, so
it's Fantagraphics.
It's Fantagraphics.
Yeah. Ooh, High on Life number 1. So High on Life.
It's a game?
Yeah, it was a game that came out, and it was the guy from Rick and Morty, and it was just a very off-the-wall, very funny kind of walking simulator shooter where you just went, like, aliens hit Earth, and then you went back to their planet and tried to kill everybody, and then, like, your gun and your knife talk back to you, so you're always arguing with your weapons about who you're allowed to kill and not kill. It was very fun. Lots of gore, and yeah, it was very over the top.
Okay.
But it's very funny.
What's not funny is probably Into Unbeing Part 1 by Zach Thompson and Hayden Sherman, because it's about a group of climate scientists working in a remote base camp on the Australian outback to discover an impossible landform.
That doesn't look like you might have to force me to read.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a laugher. Little book flat finishing up. We already touched on that.
Yeah.
There's your My Little Pony. My Student Spirit. Student Sprite.
Of course, we stop and look at all the Ninja Turtle stuff now, too.
Right. This is all the
before everything gets crazy.
Yeah. The Exiled, that's old.
Dude, Derek Chu is doing an Usagi Yojimbo cover, and it is blowing my mind.
Really?
Yeah. That is an evil-looking rabbit.
Yeah, Derek Chu does good work.
He does. I assume it's just AI, though, at this point.
Yeah.
Derek Chu's not a real person.
Yeah, who knows anymore, right?
Yep. All right, Drew, we got quite a few books here to look through. Anything crazy jump out for you, sir, as your pick of the week?
Man,
I've got a weird one.
In lack of anything that jumps out to me, I think I'm going to have to go with Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. But I'll probably I'm going to stick with cover A. I know you like the Kendrick Kunka, but I'm going to stick with cover A.
There you go. I'm going to go with a Boom book. I'm going with Lawful number 1. I do like the way Greg Pak writes. I think this will be fun. This kind of magical and team-up book looks kind of fun. They're writing an 8-issue series, so it's not just 4 and done, so I like that, and I think it'll be kind of neat, so I'm interested in what it has to say.
For sure. It's got a saga look to the cover.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm searching for, kind of out there stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We want to thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself as we venture through the books coming out here in this second week of June. My goodness. I found all kinds of cool stuff in the week. We appreciate you guys tagging along with us. If you need more from Drew and myself, head on over to Patreon.com. Search Comics for Fun and Profit. We put some cool stuff there, some ad-free stuff there. Of course, the Acolyte for Star Wars is hitting Disney Plus, so we'll bomb through that and throw you up a review.
That's dropped a couple episodes.
Yep, and there's already controversy, which I am not reading. I'm going to give you all fresh takes without being hindered by the crazies of the internet.
No kidding.
Yeah, so if you want that kind of stuff, of course, that stuff all drops first on Patreon. So we thank you so much for Drew and for myself. So you.
Our LCS is Cowabunga Comics out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and their mail order company, Deep Discount Comics. And we went there, and we were actually invoice number 00001. We were the very first their very first customer, which was kind of cool. They've been nothing short of fantastic. Customer service wise, discounts, they were very close, if not the same or better than DCBS on a lot of things. Over and above, customer service wise, always taking care of us, going the extra mile, so responsive, getting instantaneous responses back to questions about things, to the point where knowing the stuff you like and anticipating your needs and having it suggested that you might want to add this to your order already before you even have to think about it. That's kind of cool. Really quality experience. So we love working with Cowabunga and Deep Discount, and that's why they're in our show notes every single episode and have been for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. That we leave them there because we like them. They're cool, good people. That's why they're in there. By God, they'd tell you to, if you've got a local comic book shop that you love, stay with them, because everybody needs to support their local comic shops. But if you're looking, check them out. You can check them out in the show notes. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of them. Either get on their list, just so you can check and see what kind of FOC and pre-order stuff they have and the discounts, and they'll send it to you each month, get you on that email list. And you can check out their shop, because they have a great shop of exclusive Cowabunga variants. Amazing stuff. Yes, they've always been there for us, and we take them for granted. So there you go. Now you know.